100 gram of butterfly sleeping flower, 200 gram of tilda roots, a handful of Nagda's mud, 50 gram of Radha's fingernails, and lastly, a strand of the contractor's hair. Phew, this is all right. I'm glad the ingredients are simpler than I thought. I searched the corner of the attic and found Nagda's mud that I thought we didn't have. It was the school supplies I needed for my herbology class, but I had forgotten about it until late at night. I was at a loss as the neighborhood herbalists were all closed, but then I remembered my aunt's attic. My only blood relative who was famous in the kingdom as a genius herbologist. After developing numerous elixirs for the kingdom, she died the year I turned into an adult. The attic is a place where my aunt's relics are stored. As the name genius herbologist suggests, it was easy to find the herbs I needed. I accidentally found my aunt's notebook. Among the reagents that can bring a huge impact, I saw how to make that elixir. Dream connecting reagent. Expected usages. Able to contact foreign spies without leaving any evidence behind. Aunt seemed to have developed this for military purposes. I've never heard of such a reagent, so I'll be the only one who knows even if I were to try it once. Limitations. It is a one-time use reagent, so for a lasting connection, you'd have to continuously drink it. If I give this to Daniel tomorrow... Just once, Aunt, just once. I'll use your elixir in private. There's absolutely no chance it'll work out with Daniel anyway. Effect. Allows you to enter the dreams of someone who drank a reagent containing the contractor's hair. Memories are more vivid than normal dreams. Let me hold his hand for once, even if it's in a dream.
Daniel? Good job, Daniel. Ah, no. One more stab, one more time. Listen, what are you doing? You should cheer too.
Huh? Yeah, okay. The third prince of the kingdom of Emetan, Daniel Latanis Amatan III, my longtime crush. And my best friend Ash is Daniel's younger sister of the same age. The two of them are quite close, so whenever Ash went to see Daniel, I could follow like a shadow. However, it was clear that I would never be able to confess to Daniel in my lifetime. This is because the majority of princes and princesses who aren't in the line of succession have arranged marriages for diplomatic reasons.
I lost. I guess it's still too much to win against Caden.
Caden and I have been rivals since we were in Royal High School. We went back and forth between first and second place in school, but because both of us are aiming to work in the Bureau of Investigation, we caught the teachers' and students' attention. Since senior officers in the Bureau of Investigation are promoted quickly, I don't want to lose to Caden.
Listen, that brat is becoming more and more like a beast. If you want to become chief of the Bureau of Investigation, you have to put in lots of effort. Caden, what are you waiting for? Come here.
Aren't you thirsty? Do you want to drink this?
Ah, thanks.
In tonight's dream, Daniel will. At least I could hold his hand and tell him I like him, even if it's just a dream. Daniel might say what he thinks of me in his subconscious. I hope he at least says that I'm smart and pretty.
Ah. Caden, you drink first.
Huh? Wait a minute. I'm in trouble.
Why are you two avoiding each other like that? Is it because you're officially rivals?
What rival?
You are rivals since you're both aiming for the chief position of the Bureau of Investigation.
You can't really consider us rivals since we chose different electives.
Let's stay calm. It's a one-time thing anyway. I'll just do my best. What's the point of seeing each other as rivals if we're going to end up as colleagues anyway? I spoke like an angel because I'm in front of Daniel, but in this exam, I have to become the chief and show everyone that I'm better than Caden.
Speaking of which, I thought Leeson would apply for the pharmaceutical empire. You're quite talented in herbology. You're Ruella's niece, after all.
Ugh, I don't want to be stuck in the lab. I don't want to be like my aunt. I'm quite active, so I'm better suited to the Bureau of Investigation.
Now that it's become like this, I'm curious about who'll be the chief. How about the two of you try sparring in advance?
Both of them will hide their true skills anyways. You can find out during the Bureau of Investigation exams.
I'll just dream of Caden for today. Tomorrow I'll try again, without fail. Everything will be fine, right? Caden would only appear in tonight's dream, that's all. It's nothing serious. It shouldn't have been like that. Why?
I'm serious. Don't move. I can't hold it back any longer.
How did it turn out like this? Oh no. This is my room. It really was all a dream. What happened was That night, after falling asleep, I fell into a dream and found myself standing in the dungeon. The space in our dream depends on the unconscious mind of the person who drank the reagent. There, I saw Caden training alone. I was immediately discovered by Caden. Anyways, it was just a one-night dream, so I decided to spar with him, as I wanted it to pass as naturally as possible. And so, the spar started with an obvious outcome. Of course, it was a fight where I had no choice but to lose to Caden. And then...
Admit your defeat, Liz and Hackart.
I don't want to.
Wait, don't move.
How funny, I'm not giving up.
I'm serious. Don't move. I can't hold it back any longer.
I didn't know he was struggling. His body is very hot. Hey, are you crazy?
Do you want me to stop?
I've gone crazy. Seeing that there are no marks, it really is a dream. What should I do? How am I supposed to face Caden?
Write down your choice of department from your first to your third choice up until next week. Department assignments are announced on the first day of next month, while the graduation ceremony is held on the 2nd. Next week is the comprehensive exam week, so study hard.
What are you gonna pick?
My wish is to be in an investigative agency. How about your second choice and third choice?
My second choice is the Information Bureau. Third choice is the Medical Bureau.
You might go crazy like an ant if you stay locked up doing your research.
Why the hell did Liz and Hackart appear in my dreams last night? Of course, I am living a celebrate life at my age. It's natural to dream of a woman once in a while. However, it's the first time such a realistic character has appeared. Besides, that's the Liz and Hackart. She's a talented person who competes with me for the chief position. She's a pretty decent girl with a cute face and a lively personality. I had never thought of her that way since she was a rival. Besides, she likes Daniel.
What about you, Ash? Now that you've graduated, it seems like you'll be married off soon, right?
Well, of course, but I'd prefer to not get married into the royal family. I would just like to live an ordinary life, doing what I want, in the nation I was born in.
According to the right of succession, the fate of all the distant royals is to marry into a marriage of convenience. This is why, even though Lizen looks at Daniel with those eyes, she can't express her love towards Daniel.
Caden, let's go.
Wait a second. I just want to confirm one thing. To think that I would become so wary of her, even though she's only appeared in my dream once.
Next week is my graduation test. Even though I know I'll definitely get into the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, I want to at least be the top scorer out of all the people who will enter. Besides, my biggest competition is Caden. Even if he uses magic in the sparring match, he'll still have a hard time beating me. He was boasting in my dream last night that I wouldn't be able to beat him. Why did I have such a weird dream? Am I in my right mind? I just wanted to meet Daniel in the dream rather than in reality. The current king has the first queen and his other wife. From the main line of descent, the children who were born from the queen were the first Prince William and the third Prince Daniel. Then the queen passed away, and then Testi was able to climb up the ranks. Her son was the second Prince Reuben. There was another concubine who was living quietly that gave birth to her daughter, Ash. William, who is healthy and virtuous, is the one who will most likely succeed. Daniel and Ash would be in a marriage of convenience, and they would be used as a tool of diplomacy. Even though Daniel is in a situation where he has never seen the face of who he's marrying, it was enough of a reason to hide my feelings for him. I would have liked it if Daniel was just an ordinary man. Hey, your time to use this place has finished, so I'll use it now.
Can't you just use the next room?
This is the only place with sandbags.
All right.
Usually I wouldn't have cared, but ever since he appeared in my dreams, he's been really bothering me. Why is it just the two of us again? His shoulders sure are wide. I must be insane. I have to compose myself. That dream must have meant nothing to him. Caden, your dream is still the Bureau of Investigation, right?
Yeah,
The Bureau of Investigation is also my first choice.
I know I've heard from Daniel.
You did? As expected, there's a reason why I couldn't get closer to Caden. He's more indifferent about initiating a conversation than usual. Do you come at this hour every day?
Almost every day.
That's why I don't see you in the library. Then when do you study?
When I have time. I can remember a book even days after reading it, but doing exercises is different each day.
All right, I'm off now. Have a great night.
Leeson,
Yeah?
if you go to the Bureau of Investigation, you'll have to see all sorts of things. So, why are you applying there?
Just because I'm a woman, it doesn't mean I can't handle seeing all sorts of things. Why? Do you think that if we work together, I'll be a burden to you?
Not at all. There's no way a hard-working woman like you would be a bother to anyone.
You're talking as if you're not hardworking yourself?
I'm not hardworking, though. I work out because I enjoy moving around. And even if I don't work as hard, my grades come out great.
You're so irritating. I'll see you at the general exams. I'll do my best to survive, and I'll beat you then. Look forward to it.
Right. See you at the comprehensive examination battle.
Where is this? I guess I'll take a walk first.
I'll be going now.
Who's that? Ruth, Caden's last name. He looks a little young, but I'm sure that person is Caden.
Please watch over me. I'll certainly get into the Bureau of Investigation.
Caden has an older brother, and I heard he inherited the land. Then, the owner of this tombstone must be the Lord of the Ruth territory.
It's my acceptance letter to the Royal Academy. I promise I'll get to the bottom of everything. Listen?
It's been 5 years since we graduated from Royal High School. Caden is 17 years old now. Are you okay? He's younger than when I lost my aunt. I, too, lost my aunt who was like a mother to me. Even if the world feels like it's collapsing, even if every day is painful, you have to continue living. He looks like he's done with life. Why do I feel so sad for you? Caden, you'll definitely go to Amenity and make good friends, and I'll also be there at the Bureau of Investigation.
Thank you.
It's strange. Why is my heart suddenly beating so fast? Why is Caden kissing me as if I'm the most precious thing in the world? What? Why did Caden appear in my dream again? Why is it Caden again? It definitely said the medicine would work only once. Did Caden just show up in my dream? Was it just a dream? It was probably just a dream, right? Why did I dream about Caden again? Was it really just a meaningless dream? I keep only thinking of Caden because he keeps appearing in my dreams.
Isn't this Ash's bag? I'll carry it since it's heavy.
Daniel.
Are you going to the dining hall?
Oh, yes.
What about Ash?
She went to turn in her assignment. She'll arrive at the dining hall any minute now.
Then let's go together. We're on our way there too.
Should we? There'll be a lot of people at the dining hall today. They said today's dessert is apple pudding and 5 types at that.
Then shouldn't we run there? If we want to eat all 5 types of apple pudding, then we should probably leave early.
It's okay. Ash is going to be late too anyways.
Then go stand in line with Caden first. I'll go buy the meal tickets.
Okay, come back quickly.
It would be better if you gave up.
What?
He's going to get married next year.
What are you talking about?
If you're not stupid, you should know. Give up. You'll only get hurt. That guy has a fiancée, and since he has no interest in the throne, he won't take a lover either.
I know.
If you know, then give up. He's not a guy worth loving to the point your eyes turn inside out.
What do you mean, give up? It's not like I was going to try anything. Daniel doesn't even like me anyways.
Then what are you going to do?
What do you mean? I'm going to do nothing. What am I supposed to do when I just like him? What can I do when my heart doesn't want to give up? I just keep liking him. It's not wrong to keep those kinds of feelings to myself. I won't do things like burden Daniel or become greedy. I'm just going to treasure these feelings, that's all. I'm satisfied by just spending my school years with Daniel. After graduating and working alone, if he goes out of sight like this, we'll become distant, and I will come to like other people too. Until then, I will work hard to remember, and work hard to like him. This has nothing to do with Daniel. Don't worry, these are my personal feelings.
Liz.
Listen, I barely made it.
The year 2170, here it is. No matter how much I think about it, I dreamed of Caden 2 nights in a row. March 5th, 2170. Oh? The death toll on April 5th alone had exceeded 100. It's a list written only for nobles, so usually there are about 2 to 3 people at most. Ah, this day. It's the day Daniel's mother, Queen Susanna, died. The anniversary of Queen Susanna. On the day of the completion ceremony at Harem Palace, a villa in the Western land, the queen stepped in as the representative in place of the preoccupied king. The lords from various regions congregated, honoring the queen with a grand banquet. And there, the banquet was engulfed in flames, and no one survived. Ruth's territory should have been in the west, though. Caden's parents also went to the banquet. Albert Ruth, Natalie Ruth. There's no way I could know the exact names of Caden's parents from a dream I had by chance. It's strange. I'm sure it was just for one night. It also said it was a one-night thing. Did I add too much? So that's why it went on for 2 days? Is it slowly wearing off? Then tonight, will it be fine now?
It's you again?
Looks like it. This place is Caden's dormitory. Of course, it's certain that I've entered Caden's dream tonight as well.
That's Daniel 3 years ago. I thought that I wouldn't be able to get along with anyone, but it seems like I was able to get along with Daniel.
Well, Daniel is a very affectionate and kind-hearted person.
Affectionate? Kind-hearted? Is that how you see him? There was no other way for me than to get along with that punk. My neck hurts from having to look up at you. We were both in a state where our hearts were rotting away. Since I wasn't a part of that damn royal family, I didn't have to try much to seem like I'm all right.
The fire broke out on April 5th. Caden's parents and Daniel's mother both passed away. Both of them lost people that are important to them because of that incident. Not too long after, they both enrolled at the same school.
Let's forget about those intense emotions. Even though it feels like there's only cold rage left, it seems like you turn into a mute whenever Daniel is brought up. If you were your normal self, you would have thrown a fit.
If I throw a fit, would you let me go?
Nope.
I don't have any feelings toward him. Anyone would feel strange if such a handsome man was right in front of them. It's normal, right? Isn't it just a dream in the end? Caden, you can't... This is my first kiss.
You wouldn't be able to do it with Daniel.
This feels strange.
Please tell me that you want it too. Lysen Hackard, I want you.
Why? Why didn't it end today as well? What is this, Aunt? What's going on? I'm sure at that time, 100 grams of butterfly sleeping flower, 200 grams of tilda root, a handful of Nagda's mud, 50 grams of Radha's fingernails. This is strange. I'm not missing any of the ingredients, though. Wait a second. Nigda's mud? Since the name tag was old, I misread it as Nagda's mud. What should I do? If one ingredient is wrong or the wrong amount is added, then different symptoms or various side effects could appear. Instead of Nagda's mud, I added Nigda's mud, so the one-time limit disappeared. What do I do?
For every medicine, you must create an antidote. Herbology is an artificial study, so the process is only complete when the user is returned to their natural state. If it's an elixir, I can make it almost exactly as in my thoughts. But because I couldn't make an antidote, it couldn't be commercialized.
There was a reason why these daring notes remained merely as notes. Aunt had an abundant amount of amazing ideas, but couldn't create an antidote. My genius aunt couldn't even achieve it. Moreover, I combined the wrong reagent. How can I make an antidote for that?
Is she not coming today either? I've dreamt of Lysen for 3 consecutive days. On top of that, one of the dreams was when I was younger, my parents' funeral. At that place, nobody comforted the 17-year-old me. The Ruth territory lost its owner in a flash, and brother had to take on the responsibility at the age of 19. Those were hectic days for everyone, which is why no one had any intention of comforting a 17-year-old boy who was still standing with a head full of thoughts. If it was a normal dream, it would have been the same as then, but that night was different. Lysen sincerely comforted me, patted me and hugged me. That comfort, it was somewhat overwhelming. It's Lysen. What kind of book is she reading? For the past 5 years, I haven't had any interest in a girl, but because she appeared in my dream for 3 consecutive days, she began to stand out.
I've looked so hard, but I couldn't find anything mentioning reagents that connect dreams. But why are there so many people here? Is everyone preparing for the exams? It's Caden. Caden's in the library at this time? What's going on? I didn't notice it until now because I was so caught up with Daniel. But after seeing it in my dreams, I could see why there are so many women like Caden. Caden is good-looking, good at sports, and is even good with his studies. He might seem a bit blunt and somewhat cheeky, but on the other hand, he also has a cute side. Somehow, the more I look at him, the more my eyes seem to be filled with excellence. And for some reason, black hair also seems to look chic on him. What kind of crazy thoughts are these?
I'm glad that Father has overcome his hurdle. It seems like situations like these have been happening these days. My father's condition also seems to be getting progressively worse.
That's what I'm saying. Still, I'm glad that you handle your affairs so well.
Daniel's older brother.
Brother, cheer up. It was a situation we've already expected. As for the successor-related issue, it's unlikely that Testi will step down, but as a political woman, Testis formed her power with cabinet bureaucrats and aristocrats. Her being the Empress Dowager is also an issue. But the real problem is what she wants, which can be easily guessed by anyone. It's what every concubine dreams of. She wants her son to be the king. Still, there's not much she can do about it. Regardless of Amaton's independence as a kingdom, we must remain vigilant of the empire that has set a precedent with its military service. The arrival of the imperial princess alone will serve as a significant symbol, and when you become king, reinvestigate it. You already know the fire in the Western Palace. It will be difficult since it's been a long time, but there are still many victims.
All right. However, I wish His Majesty could hold out just a bit longer. At least until you and Ashe graduate, I would like him to see you all get married before he goes.
Please hold on a little longer. You can't go just yet.
Liz and Hakkart.
Caden? Hey, calm down. Don't tell me it's about the dreams.
Why did you write the Bureau of Herbology as your first choice? You said that the Bureau of Investigation was your first choice.
Is that why you came to look for me? Let's go outside. Let's go and talk outside. What's the deal if I wrote the Bureau of Herbology?
I thought that you would definitely write the Bureau of Investigation. I heard you haven't even considered the Bureau of Herbology as any of your choices. Does it make sense that you've been aiming for the Bureau of Investigation for 5 years, but suddenly changed to the Bureau of Herbology in less than a week?
People's choices change often. Don't you know my aunt, Ruella Hackart? I have been thinking of following my aunt's footsteps for a long time.
You're lying. No matter how much Professor Safiel suggested that you go into the Bureau of Herbology, the person who refused without any hesitation was you, saying that your skills couldn't compare to your aunt's.
Huh, you really are strange. If I don't apply for the Bureau of Investigation, then you would be able to choose the Bureau of Investigation, right? Then why are you interrogating me, whether I like it or not? Shouldn't you be thanking me? It's a happy ending for you. You'll become the top at the Bureau of Investigation, and I'll become the top at Bureau of Herbology. It's a win-win situation for both of us.
It's true that I wanted to be the top at the Bureau of Investigation, but it's also a fact that I wanted to compete for it with you. During that time, we were only at arm's length competing with our grades, but we were never able to have an official sparring match. I thought that it'd be nice for us to work together.
Caden.
I don't think it would be a bad thing for my colleague to be someone who's so full of energy and has worked hard throughout her life.
I'm sorry. I have something I must do. It's much more important than the things that I want to do. Elixirs that affect your body but don't show any signs of fading often shave off years from your lifespan if an antidote is not taken within a year. I do not know if the drug that Kaiden has consumed is cutting down his lifespan. Therefore, I must make an antidote within a year. So, I have no choice but to go to the Bureau of Herbology. Kaiden, I believe that you will trust and believe in me. This is a situation that I have caused, so I must take responsibility for it, even if it takes a few years. No, even if it takes my whole life. This is something I started with my own hands, so I will end it with my own hands.
But what is it that you need to do?
Huh?
Just why would a person like you, who's worked so hard in her life, pick a future path that you show no interest towards? I'm afraid that your liveliness might fade away. Is there any way I could help?
Kaiden has been worrying about me. Nope, there isn't anything. It's something that I can do on my own if I work hard. I will do it to the best of my ability, so don't worry. Caden, my mother died when she gave birth to me. My dad couldn't stand me, so he left me with my aunt and went to the monastery. I am a person who, at birth, ruined 2 lives, so my aunt told me to work hard in order to live a better life. Since I was a person who made other people make so many sacrifices for me, I promised that I wouldn't waste my life even though it's hard to live. I said that I would live a life to make up for those sacrifices. So I will not give up on anything. I will go to the Bureau of Herbology and work very hard. The Bureau of Investigation isn't everything to me. I haven't told this to anyone else, so why did I tell Caden? It must be because we've gotten closer to each other in the dreams I have met him in. I heard that the Bureau of Investigation and Herbology are linked to each other. Even if we are in different departments, can't we still become good colleagues? I think that you also have a good reason for wanting to join the Bureau of Investigation. Caden Ruth, I hope that you can accomplish what you want to do.
All right, you idiot.
Huh? What did you say? Idiot? Did you just call me an idiot?
You like a person so much, even though they don't even like you back. And even though you've worked so hard, you can't do what you want in the end. Isn't that what an idiot is?
Anyways, if you ever need help from the Bureau of Herbology, just reach out to me. If it's anything regarding my work, then I'll definitely help you. Still, I thought at that moment that I still liked Daniel, but the conversation that we had about each of our careers on this refreshing night is something that I will never be able to forget.
Why aren't they coming?
Good question. Did they cross paths on their way here?
We've been waiting for a while. Where are they?
Let's go over there again. They're probably where the kids who've received the certificate of appreciation are at.
Since she knew she was entering Caden's dreams, from the second night onwards, she could easily determine whether she was in a dream or not. This dream setting was graduation day.
Caden, what are you doing?
Today is the last time we'll be wearing the same clothes. So for the last time...
What on earth are you saying? What if others misunderstand?
No one's coming. I wanted to get into the Bureau of Investigation together.
Caden, wait.
I want you. I'll miss you.
What?
The school we're at, watching you listen attentively in class. I remember fighting for first and second place with you.
Caden, stop.
And Lizen, you look really beautiful when you work out.
Were Caden's words at the end sincere? There's no way it is. It's just his subconscious talking in a dream. Now that I'm in a different department, as long as nothing unusual happens, I won't see him. I think I'll miss you too. Unlike in the dream, nothing happened at the graduation ceremony and it ended safely. From tomorrow onwards, each assigned department will start working. Attending the same school as the man I once had a crush on will remain as a good memory. And I think I'll miss this cheeky rival next to me as well.
I can't even look into anything yet. The Bureau of Investigation really has a lot of work. I can't even sleep and the training is no joke. I probably know everything that's happening in the Amaton Kingdom. However, such incidents could be part of a larger conspiracy. I need to piece it all together.
Caden, take your time. We've been waiting for nearly 6 years. Let's not be impatient.
All right, so, when are you getting married?
It is said that there are as many as 12 imperial princesses. I don't think they have decided on a prospective candidate yet. At any rate, a ceremony will be held next month.
What about Ash?
It's complicated. Originally, she was going to go to the desert country, the kingdom of Hanstam, but a marriage offer from the Empire arrived at the same time, possibly as the Emperor's concubine.
If it's the concubine of the Empire, if Ash goes there, she'll be treated the same way as William.
If that happens, my marriage would probably be delayed. It's nothing compared to a national affair like the Emperor's wedding.
I see.
Why don't you start dating? The Bureau of Investigation says many of the division heads are single because of work.
I don't even have time to sleep, let alone date.
Do you want me to introduce you to a lady?
I'm leaving. I need to sleep. Daniel, the only thing that can create a fire of that size artificially is a wizard. If it's that fire, it couldn't have been 1 or 2 people. This is a list of wizards who have died within a year of the incident. The peculiar thing is that all the wizards that are recorded died of the same symptoms: sudden death due to the backflow of mana. The Bureau of Investigation can only look into so much of the Royal Palace's records. It would be helpful if you could personally access the Royal Palace and find the records, or find links of these wizards.
You were dying, but you still did everything you had to do. I didn't have to worry about you after all.